Hello friend, today I'm going to show you discuss about the Azure network fundamental. So building a secure and scalable cloud foundation. So first thing is that core connectivity, the building block of your cloud network infrastructure. Now, what is the building block of the cloud infrastructure? This is a VNet. So VNet is actually the you know virtual network on your personal virtual network in the globe. So this is actually your personal network where you can deploy your resource and build your own application or any type of resource you want for your requirement. So fundamental block representing the private network in the cloud, isolated, provide the complete logical isolation from the other network. So this is completely isolated from the other cloud network and any network in the world. Organization is segmented into the subnet, so you can organize your main virtual network, or you create the multiple virtual network on your subnet also, in subscription also. And also in this virtual network also you can divide the virtual network with the subnet, and resource within the VNet can communicate it by default, but you can restrict that, and resource between this VNet is not by default is connecting. You need to for peering for that. Now now the thing is that what is the subnetting? You subnet the logically divide your VNet to improve the security effectively and for the organization, and you can divide it like web, app and DB, front end, middle end and back end. So for your web subnet is to the front end, where you can able to the first bracket hit on this for your, if you require the access to the any website or API, this hit in the front end network. Then the business logic is in the application layer, where the basic logic apps and application is there, and the backend there should be a DB. From there you can able to access the informations which require to provide the support to your applications or user. Now there is a public IP address. You can access your resource through the public IP address, and using the resource that need to be reachable over the internet, such as a front end, load balancer and application gateway. Load balancer actually the layer 4 services, and application gateway is a intelligent layer 7 load balancer, which both this load balancer and application gateway both are actually balancing the load, but the load balancer is working the layer 4 and application gateway is working the layer 7. Now there is a private IP address. Private IP address communication within the Azure virtual network and your on-premise network, and never expose to the public internet. So you have your on-premise network, you have your virtual network, and if you are communicating this between this on-premise network and virtual network, you need to create the tunnel. You need to create the ExpressRoute. So that actually help you to the access both this network with the privately. Then using the private IP address, so you can access your network with the public IP address. Also in the private IP address also you can access through your on-premise to Azure network, Azure to the on-premise network. For example, you need to access your Azure network from your site-to-site VPN. So you connect to site-to-site VPN which is in the on-premise network. From there you have to traffic go via the tunnel and reach to the Azure network, and then you can RDP1 jump server and then get access this resource in the Azure. This is a practical scenario. Now there is come the network security. Define the asset within the multi-layer protection, and that provided with the NSG. NSG is actually again layer 4 access list or firewall, whatever you can tell. In the Cisco environment, this there is access list in this layer 4 level, which actually you can identify with the NSG. Connecting the security rules that allow or deny inbound and outbound network traffic to the Azure resource. Apply to resource for the individual network. NICs. This is a network interface card. Apply this NSG in the subnet level or in the network interface level. So network interface level is connected to your virtual machine. So actually NSG can connect to the virtual machine or in the subnet. And this is a layer, definitely layer 4 base IP address port and protocol addressing. So now next you can go to the Azure load balancer. Azure load balancer, as you are already told, Azure load balancer are two types. One is the load balancer 4 and another is load balancer 7. The load balancer actually in the layer 4 load balancer, which is balance the TCP/IP NDB traffic, and application gateway, the layer 7 load balancer delivery control with the web applications firewall and SSL offloading. It is actually application gateway which is working the layer 7. So you can, in the front end you can use the application gateway, and as a back end you can use the load balancer in the real world. Then the traffic manager. Not every location have the traffic manager, but you can use the traffic manager. Is a DNS based load balancer that distributes traffic optimizely to the global region. So you have the two region, and you have resource in the both the region, and with the DNS entry with the latency and other things checked, after check you can route the traffic as the better reason. Or if you have the one reason shut down of any reason, traffic can be automatically divert to the other region. In the big infrastructure or application, there should be there. Now there is a front door. Front door actually then is a global service and you can global scalable entry point for the web application and API using the Microsoft backend network. So you can use the front end as a first hit point or first point for the application come when this come in this application. Then front end application, it is been divided to the region, or it is pointed to your application or load balancer application gateway, or it is maybe traffic to the API. So if there is API traffic, it is going to API management. If the normal HTTP traffic, it is going to the application gateway, and from application gateway it may be going to the load balancer, and then it can go to the your these are web applications or VM or Kubernetes. If there is a regional outage, then if you have a traffic manager or front door, it be held, but you should be their resource in this different region definitely. Now there is another very important, the VPN, as I already told in the section of the private IP address. The communication between the on-premise and Azure can happen to the VPN tunnel. So VPN tunnel can be used, ExpressRoute can be used, and there is a difference between this VPN and ExpressRoute. So ExpressRoute is actually, VPN need the public IP address. It is up to the 10 GB and the base effort internet and encrypted. And Azure ExpressRoute actually dedicated private link like MPLS. If you work the MPLS up to the 100 GB high LSA granted and private, not the internet facing, or internet traffic is not going over the internet, going through this local infrastructure. Now advanced networking, the American Bastion, this is for the RDP access, or like the jump server. You can connect to the Bastion, and from there you can access any resource you want through RDP and SSH. There is a private link. So private link is Azure access Azure PAS service, like storage SQL over the private endpoint. It in private unit VNet keep data on the Microsoft network. You can use a private link, and there is a network watcher for the monitoring diagnostic, again inside of your network health and performance across the entire subnet. For that is inconvenience. Now connectivity scale up, there is in a connectivity scale, there is a 60+ global Azure region is there. So